Hello? Shivakumar sir, shall I start, sir?
Okay. You can
Okay, sir.
Okay. Innovation. The word itself has a meaning in industry because always innovative idea is recognized more in industry compared to other idea. Because of this, VTU has implemented this subject in for first year students first time for all branches of engineering students. So with this as a part of the curriculum, our mechanical department, BAT, so planning to conduct one workshop on this IDT. When we are going to finalize a speaker, so whole mechanical department so couldn't take much time because we know that the only person who can handle this workshop is none other than our beloved Shivakumar sir. Because we know whole department knows what is Shivakumar sir. Because he is having 31 years teaching experience along with so research experience. And moreover, the important one is taking this subject in his college. So that is Jain College of Engineering, Belagavi. Hence, we thought sir is the best person to convey some more information regarding this IDT. And when we approached sir, as sir is always love towards our BIT, he is wholeheartedly agrees to conduct this workshop. So we are very thankful to sir. And with this, I am welcoming Shivakumar sir for this workshop. So we are welcoming sir. Shivakumar,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Ashok.
Yes. So then when we requested our principal sir, I'm also welcoming principal sir Arvind sir and director sir Rushvendrappa sir and our beloved HOD sir Manvendra sir and our respected faculties so who are always supporting us. And very important one is our students. So I'm welcoming all first year chemistry cycle students for this workshop. So now I request Shushma Madam to give brief introduction about our Shivakumar sir. So I'm requesting Madam.
Hello, sir. Yes, good morning to all. Dr. J. Shivakumar, sir, is awarded a doctoral degree from Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur, Department of Mechanical Engineering, and in master's degree in machine design from BMS College of Engineering and graduation in mechanical engineering from BTT College of Engineering, Davangere. Over 31 years of teaching, research and administrative service in several technical institutions of India has enriched his experience in academic quality assurance of higher education system. And before joining Jain College of Engineering, Belagavi as principal or director, he has served as principal and assistant director evaluations of Hyderabad Institute of Technology and Management, Hyderabad from 2019 to 2021. He has also served as principal of Chhattisgarh Engineering College, Dutt, and Chhattisgarh from 2011 to 2019. Prior to that, he served Bapuji Institute of Engineering and Technology and Management, Davangere from 1990 to 2011 in various capacities of teaching. He has published numerous research papers in international, national journals and conferences. He is a reviewer of reputed journals. He has coordinated several faculty development programs and short-term training programs for faculties of engineering colleges. He has chaired and organized several national and international conferences and has presented various invited and keynote lecturers. And he has authored a book and has guided several MTech and PhD scholars during his teaching. He has successfully completed research project financed by KSCST Bangalore. He has and his research areas are solid mechanics, robotics and automation, mechanics of smart composite materials, outcome-based education, and teaching learning in higher education. He is personable and professional and an administrator with a high level of integrity. He holds high regards for work ethics among his team members. His perseverance, timely decisions have supported him to face challenges successfully. His knowledge and patience stands as an inspiration to others towards achieving organization goals. He successfully completed the course in Introduction to Robotics in 2021 and also he is certified with Elite Silver Medal on NBA accreditation and teaching learning in engineering in 2020 and accreditation and outcome-based learning in 2019 by National Program on Technology Enhanced Learning, that is NPTEL program funded by Ministry of HRD, Government of India. He has achieved awarded CMI Level 5 certificate in management and leadership by Chartered Management Institute incorporated by Royal Charter London, UK in 2018. He is lifetime member of professional bodies like IE, ISTE, ISTM and IAENGG. He has appointed as expert committee chairman member for granting affiliation during 2014 to 18 of Chhattisgarh, Swami Vivekananda Technology University, Chhattisgarh. He was nominated as chairman of the committee to inquire UFM cases in CSVQ examination during the year 2013 to 14. Above all, extensive reading has made him an adult and believer of self-reflection for lifelong learning. And he has self-declared his social responsibility to pay back employable students as responsible citizens to society. With a great privilege, I welcome you, sir. And
Thank you, madam.
okay, sir, you can continue the session, sir, now.
Thank you very much. Pleasant good morning to all of you. At the outset, first of all, I should express my thanks to Ms. Sushma Patil for the introduction, nice introduction about me, and E. Ashok for welcoming me and the participants. And at the outset, I wish to express my sincere thanks to the director of the institute, Professor Y. Rushvendrappa, Principal Dr. H.B. Arvind, and Dean Academics, Dr. Sadashivappa Kanakuppi, HOD of Mechanical Department, Manavendra, and the course coordinators, Hemanna. So let me once again on behalf of Jain College of Engineering, I extend thanks to these persons for giving me an opportunity to share my views on the subject innovation and design thinking. As it was told that this workshop, so this runs about 40 to 50 minutes. So the aim of this workshop is to just touch the 5th unit of the syllabus of the innovation and design thinking. So with your permission, I will be sharing my screen so that let us start this presentation. Is the screen is visible now?
Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
Visible, okay. Okay, as I mentioned, it's the workshop on design thinking. In that, in the subject fifth unit, the topic of the syllabus is the workshop on design thinking itself. So the same topic I had taken. So here on this workshop, as I said, it's about 40 to 50 minutes. And you all know, workshop 40 to 50 minutes, definitely it is very difficult to conduct a workshop. And that too in the online mode. So I will try my best to cover some of the important salient points of this design thinking. So I made the agenda of this workshop is just I listed here. So I'm sure you will be able to empathize. The participants will be able to empathize the concerns of the society, social issues, and they'll be involved in the interaction, and they must be able to capture social challenges. So just I'll be giving a brief outline so that they can empathize with the societal concerns and all that, and they must be in a position to capture social challenges. And when once those challenges are identified, so they must be in a position, participants must critically think about the alternative solutions so that they can apply some problem solving skills and can arrive at best possible solutions. So through team participation. So that is what the aim of this workshop is, to introduce you all about the design thinking, how best design thinking can be made use in addressing the societal challenges. So this is about the agenda. And it was mentioned that VTU, for the first time, this subject has been introduced. So under the new education policy 2020, which aims at transforming an individual to the overall person. So this time, VTU also has introduced this course, design thinking course, as an ability enhancement course. So the name itself is suggesting, so ability enhancement course. That means the person who is studying, students who are studying this subject, so their ability in terms of these things like social awareness, these attributes, you can able to see the attributes: social awareness, critical thinking ability, observation skills, communication skills, lifelong learning. So all these things. So these are termed as graduate attributes, which a graduate is expected to have, expected to achieve. So this design thinking course definitely will be able to cover many of these attributes, starting from teamwork and problem solving ability and social consciousness, social awareness. And a person who is studying this innovation and design thinking will be improving his critical thinking ability, communication skills. So all these can be addressed in this. So when this subject was introduced, so I happen to be like participant of many workshop at various levels. So there was a opinion from some of the quarters that why design thinking is being introduced in the first semester itself. Design thinking must be introduced at the higher semester. When once the student studies the basic fundamentals, concepts, and all, then this course must be introduced, must be at the level of 6th semester, 7th semester, like that. But the experts, they mention it is like the beginner's course only. The student who is at the beginning level, first semester itself, this is the ideal time to introduce, so that we can get into all these things. Critical thinking ability, observation skills can be developed using this. Of course, he may not be developing the complex technical solutions. He may not be in a position to give, but at least he can able to understand the challenges, and he can able to address the challenges. So that is why this course has been introduced. And of course, a history of design thinking, if you take it, so it started off as a discipline itself in the late 60s. So the one company called IDEO, so they were the ones, they made this subject very popular. So in the late 60s only, this subject has been evolved. And before going to this, just let me, I wish to give you one quiz, a small quiz. And as I said, this workshop, I try to make it as more interactive as possible. So just on the screen, you might be seeing the Google form. So you can, I'll be sharing this link in the chat box. So some of you can attend this quiz so that I will be coming to know that how much you have understood the design thinking, because already I was told that almost 4 units have been covered by the faculties. So 5th unit only, the aim of this workshop is to cover the 5th unit. So just to have a glimpse or the glance of what is that you have done, what I'll be doing is I'll be sharing the link in the chat box, right? So I'll just okay. Now you can see in the chat box the link. You just click that link and try to answer the poll. The quiz, one general quiz has been posted. I know some of the participants are not in a position to answer this quiz because many of them have joined through YouTube. But those students who joined through the Google Meet link, they can able to answer this quiz. So I'll be giving them the 2 to 3 minutes time for this. There are about 7 questions are there on this quiz. You try to answer that, and the questions are at the beginning level. At the elementary level of the design thinking subject, the questions are there. So just I want participants, though some of you can answer, able to answer this question, this quiz, can participate and answer this. So that
So I request all the students to go through this Google forum and attend the quiz. I'm requesting once again all the students to go through the Google forum.
Questions are very simple. Just yes, I wanted to have a glance that how much you grasp about design thinking. So it helps me in addressing further, like in talking in addressing the issues. Okay. So I'm waiting for the responses. There are 7 questions are there. Okay. So I got 2 responses. I think those responses you people can see, right? Is the screen is visible now? The results?
Yes, sir, visible, sir. Visible, sir.
Okay. Okay. Only 2 students have responded. 2 participants have responded. But I feel many can, almost all can participate. Those who are having this option. Okay. Another response came. See, questions are very simple.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Rahul, Muhammad, Sneha, Manoj, they answered. You see, what is design thinking? See, that is the question. 4 options are there. So 4 options out of that, 3rd option is correct. See, it's a method to creative problem solving. That is the first question. And next is design thinking is less about thinking and more about doing, which your faculties might have already told to you, right? This has been covered and this is there. Of course, majority have answered. 75% is the answer out of this. Then Andrew created a new and distinctive product that can save consumers time and money. This would be considered. Okay, 76.5% of these participants have answered as innovation. That is the right answer. Good. Which of the following companies have adopted design thinking? Very good. So almost all 100% participants have answered this. Then the philosophy of design thinking approach is. So it's a creative approach to problem solving. So that is the right answer. So 85% of the students answered. And the sixth one, which of the following is an example of showing empathy? So you people might have already been told, right? There are different stages of design thinking, or the phases of design thinking: empathy, analyze, ideate, prototype, solution, and testing, right? So in that, I am talking about empathy. So it is a spending time with the person and being in his or her shoe. So 50% of the students have answered right. Then the steps in design thinking includes the following except one. So here again, you see major distraction is there in this question. See, all these questions will be coming in your final examinations. I hope you received the model question paper. So in the model question paper, these questions are there. So you must able to crack all the questions of the model question paper, and your faculties also might have shared with you people the objective type questions and answers, because in the examination you'll be answering the multiple choice questions like these things. So I'm very happy 50% of the students, okay, 48%, right, of the students have answered this. Anyway, this is an attempt just to make you familiarize with these multiple choice questions. So I feel majority of you have answered these questions, and you learned something about design thinking. So in this workshop, of course, in the examination also, for your final examination, 50 marks will be there for semester end examination. So which will be the objective type questions will be asked in the examination. So questions will be similar to these things only. So you can able to answer the questions in the examination. Okay. So this is how about 53 responses have come. Good. 53 responses have come, and this is the score. And I'm very happy. Many majority of you have answered. And I can't do anything for the others, those who are not in a position to answer the quiz. Some of you have joined in the YouTube also. So anyway, questions are already with you. So I'm closing this quiz particular part, and I'll be going back to the presentation. So as I mentioned, it is the ability enhancement course which aims at improving these graduate attributes, right? So person who is studying all this will be doing this. Then design thinking. So the figure itself, this also might have been discussed by your faculties. So this figure is self-explanatory. So you will see that in the first figure, the thread in his like mind or brain. So how it is intervened, whereas clear this one is there in the second one. The person who thinks in the design thinking aspect, so his thoughts and ideas will be clear, and it is a people focused method. Design thinking is a people focused method to solve these ill-defined challenges. So through innovative solutions, that means he makes these innovative solutions. So challenges is making it simple. So design thinking approach is simplicity in complexity, complexity we can say. So from complexity to simplicity is the design thinking route. Okay. Now, this mission of design thinking, what this design thinking is about. So it aims at observing the things, and once it is observation is made, then it is getting we are converting it into insights, and insights into products and services that will improve lives. So that means using the design thinking approach, the aim of the design thinking is to develop a product or the services. So you all know product is something which is tangible and which you can touch and feel, and the one which you are designing. So the product, So it is going to help, try to improve the lives. Services, it may not be product, services also, it may not be tangible. So even that also comes under design thinking. So the whole aim of design thinking is to change by design, right? Using this approach, design thinking approach, the aim is to change. Then the design thinking mindset. So I said many things about design thinking. I said that design thinking aims to improve the lives of the people by the production of products and the services. So to become the design thinking engineer, what should be the mindset? So how one can become a good design thinking expert? So these are some of the qualities: optimism, human-centered. See, all these things. I said that it is a human-centered approach because the design thinking principle, it calls for the empathy, right? One has to get into the shoes of the other person, get into know the pains of the other person, then he should understand, and then he must be in a position to design or develop or some certain things, right? So for that, human-centered approach is must. And embrace ambiguity. So ambiguity also, he must welcome the ambiguities. And he should not think that he has become failure. He has to learn from the failure and try to do the good things and make it, iterate, collaboration. As I mentioned, the attributes. So many attributes are there, and this should be the design thinking mindset. So you can see this line. In the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities, but in the expert's mind, there are few. So what design thinking calls for is the beginner's mind. So it does not require any expert knowledge, but the beginner's mind is required. Of course, this is given by the Japanese Suzuki. So he has mentioned that in the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities. So you must always think with the openness in the mind. And experts, they think very few. Your faculties might have shown the figure which I am showing now, right? So this is the truck that could not. I know. I hope you have understood this slide. So this this can this sentence which is said by this Suzuki, definitely that can be very well explained by this figure. So this is the truck that could not. That means when the truck, it was an incident happened. The incident happened when the truck was traveling the low bridge. So it was stuck. The truck was stuck in the bridge. Then many people gathered there. It created the traffic problem, traffic congestion happened, lot of annoyance and all that has happened. Then people started giving the suggestions. So big people, they wanted like, no, you must break the top of this and then you can move, because the truck was stuck. So it was moving, neither moving front or the back. It's what it was very difficult. So they started giving, but the young boy who suggested that, see, instead of doing all such cuttings and other things, you can just deflate the tires so that the things can come down and it can be moved. So that means the adults. So adults' mind is like full of other things, like their possibilities. They think of possibilities, very few possibilities, right? Whereas the beginner can think. So design thinking wants that type of approach or that type of mindset. So you must always think in the open-minded mode only. You must think. So you must embrace ambiguity, and you must be in a position to ask why, how, and all that. And when one must try, and he should not fail. Like he should not, okay, I failed, so that is the end of it. So I don't have solutions. I can't get solutions. That is not the thing. And even iteration. So multiple iterations one need to do. So that is about this. So I think this slide is just, I put it in front of you to tell you about the mindset that is required for the design thinkers. Then this also, I think, difference between the traditional thinking and the design thinking. So this slide is self-explanatory. So traditional thinking, what they do is they are more interested in this, sustaining the order. But design thinkers, they are more into taking the risk and get it right in the first time, iterate, avoid failures. Whereas design thinkers, no. And as it was mentioned in the question also, design thinking is more about doing, not writing thinking like that. And design thinking is about storytelling, whereas the traditional thinking, facts and numbers are given more importance. And logic, traditional thinking is based about logic, but here in the design thinking, as it was mentioned earlier, like it's a human-centered approach, so emotional touch, so is also given, and humanization or the standardization is the traditional thinking approach. So this is the difference between these two, traditional thinking and the design thinking. So I said already, unique. What is unique about design thinking? So already I said that it is systematically extract, learn, teach, and apply human-centered techniques. So when I say design thinking, it is a human-centered approach of solving the problems in a creative and innovative way. So through the design, business, life, services, and all that. So that is about design thinking. Then I mentioned design thinking of late, in late 60s, it evolved as a discipline itself. So all over the world, now people are using it, industrial applications. So majority of you people answered, 100% of the students have answered. Apple, Google, Samsung, and all people are using this, have adopted design thinking approach. And of course, design thinking is being taught at leading universities around the world. So including these schools, that is design schools, Stanford School, Harvard, MIT, this design thinking is being taught. And many private universities, even in India also, many private universities, autonomous colleges in India, and even you people are also studying. VTU also has introduced this time for the first time. This has been introduced in the first semester itself. So that also a good thing. So design thinking is introduced by VTU also. Anyway, this phases of design thinking, right? This you might have already studied, your faculties might have already explained. There are 5 different stages of design thinking, right? So starting from empathy, so wherein you are empathizing, so you are understanding the people's and you are getting into the shoes of the customer, and you are thinking about how do I find out what is going on in another person, another human being, not in myself. So by the process of empathy, you are understanding the user needs. Once you know what people is going through, definitely you find out, you figure it out, how to empathize, and you will not stop there. When once you understand the pain points, so then what you will be doing is you will be going depth of it, and find out why somebody is going through such experience, right? So clear and specific problems to solve, you are defining it, and then you are combining, you are talking to people, and you are generating multiple solutions. And again, as I said, no idea is wrong. You have to think out of the box. So that is the ideate phase. Then after that, when once the different ideas are generated, so you are realizing your unique idea, and you are developing a prototype. So prototype can be again a product, or it can be something, right? It need not be only tangible thing. So prototype, I'll be discussing that also. When I take up this particular one problem, I will be taking up and I'll be explaining there. And then final stage is test and implement. Take your solution to user and launch, right? So when once all these things, stages has taken place, started from empathy, after defining, ideating, and then prototyping, and then testing and implement, that is the final stage. And it is an iterative one. So it can go back, and the design thinking is it's a non-linear one. So you may get a question like the phases of design thinking. The process of design thinking is linear or non-linear. So non-linear also, it's a non-linear one, we can say. And these phases of design thinking, So which many people explain with the help of double diamond figure, right? So this is the process. Double diamond, I think you might have seen double diamond in the different shape. The regular double diamond shape you might have seen. Your faculties might have shown you, or you might have seen. So here in this particular slide, I am showing the double diamond in a different scale. So first diamond is a shorter one, and second diamond is larger one, right? So wherein I wanted to convey that message that design thinking process is non-linear one, right? So just to convey that, I made it like this. And here you will see empathy, define, ideate, prototype, test, and final one, right? So all these things. So you may get a question like this: empathy. So it is in the diverging phase. Is empathy divergent or convergent? So empathy, you are meeting, you are understanding the needs of the people, you are getting into the shoe of the other person. So you are opening up. So that is the divergent phase. When once the pain points and the situations has been understood by by means of empathy, then we are going to define. So that is the convergent phase. That is why you will see that the focus, right? So there will be clear focus on that. So that is the convergent phase. Again, after that, ideate phase, ideate as well as prototype, we can say. So that will be again diverging. When once the focus is made, then you are discussing and ideas are generated and you are discussing. So it is a divergent phase again. So that is why it has been mentioned. And then again, you are coming out with the final solution. Again, it is a convergent. So what happens is here, divergent, convergent, and again convergent, divergent. So double diamond process we'll see. So with this, anyway, all these things has been explained to you in four units, earlier 4 units. In the very first unit itself, all these things was explained. So my point here is just to touch the important phases. Okay. So now I will come to this social challenge or the design challenge. So on this screen, you will you can able to see these 4 sketches, right? So one is the one person is interacting with this. Second one is the plastic carry bag, and that has been put like under this into mark. Cross mark is there on that plastic, and this right mark, right? So that means a plastic bag and baggages must be discouraged, and instead of that, paper and other things must be used, biodegradable material. And the person, boy, who is suffering from cerebral palsy, that disease, so how best one can support. And this is the case where health and hygiene about that. These are some of the social challenges. Whatever I'm mentioning it here, the social challenges are the specific problems or the opportunities which will be beneficial to the actual users, right? Related to families, community, and society. So why I'm showing these challenges? Because for this workshop, what I have taken is, so let us take one social challenge and let us use this design thinking approach and let us give the solution. And of course, many may question, say we are engineering students, we study engineering, so we must develop engineering product. Of course, that also is there. You can develop the product using the engineering principles that you are learning or which you have learned the concepts. That also will be told. So for this workshop, what I have taken is the social challenge and social innovation. So that I consider. Again, in social innovation, engineers can put their brain and can devise the product and can suggest. I will be just touching that also. Okay. Okay. Now, here in this slide, I have given some challenges. So what are the social challenges? I am not telling anything new here, just I listed. Social challenge can be in many forms, and some of the categories are. See, these are the challenges. As I mentioned, design thinkers. So they will be addressing the challenges in an innovative way. So those stages, 5 stages are there. Of course, it is not necessary that only there are 5 stages of design thinking. There are people who use like only 4 stages, right? So they name yeast like empathy, analyze, solve, and test. So they restrict only to that. So it's only for the sake of convenience. And Stanford School, so they are using these 5 stages. That is what I explained. So how those 5 stages or these 4 stages can be used to address these challenges, because design thinking is designed or is planned to address these challenges. What are the challenges? Social challenges. Some of the challenges I listed here. So you can make a note of this thing. I will be sharing this screen. Afterwards, you people can take up this, and you can carry out the phases, design phases, and you can submit as a project, and that completes your work. Okay. So in the education sector, again, computer literacy, taking students back to school, because there are students who drop out of the school, and there are students who are slow learners, maybe because of various reasons, and person who are into addictive habits, smoking, drinking, drugs, online gaming, and other things, food wastage in canteen, marketplace, excess free like food distribution, something like that. So all these things can be taken up as a social challenges. So these categories you people can think of, and you can start giving the suggestions. You can start solving it by using the design thinking approach. So starting like farming, child labor, and agricultural optimization, senior citizens care and welfare, pollution, COVID-19 rules, all these things. And like, okay, I will be just going back. Street safety, lighting, stray dogs, good and level pathways. So these are all some of the challenges. Okay. So these challenges you people can think of, and you can take up any one challenge, and you people can form the group, right? A group of team of 4 or 5 students. So can take up any challenge, and can address those challenges. Try to address the challenges. Address the challenges in an innovative way. You people just feel it, empathize with the people, and then analyze. Then give the some alternate solutions, possible solutions. Out of that, best possible solutions can be suggested, and then that is given for the testing. Okay, so like that you people can do. So what I actually already Ashok has already told that I am also teaching in my college, in Jain College of Engineering, this subject, and we have also given like this the project problems, like the social challenges, or we ask the students to find out the challenges, and then ask them to follow those design thinking phases, and come out with the report. Okay, but I am helping you with the social challenges, so that you people can think of coming out with the project report. Okay, so now all these things in a simple, right? So recently, I happened to see the one of the video by the IIT Madras professor. So he's Bala Ramadurai. So he's the professor. He said about this karmic design thinking. How old design thinking is, or is design thinking is, of course, is evolved as a discipline in 60s itself. Then what earlier people used to do. So this professor Ramadurai, so he has drawn one some comparison. So he has drawn a parallel, right? So he has given this example. So that I thought it is very okay. Somebody is okay. So it is very interesting thing that that's why I took this one. So this is the story, right? Who is this? Okay, somebody is talking, right?
Arjun, kindly mute your.
Okay, our Ashok will do one thing. If some of them are able to speak, let them. One person can speak. You are sitting in the room, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can ask someone to speak about this picture, because I am linking this karmic design thinking, right? So you can
okay,
ask.
sir. I'm sitting in other room, sir. I will tell.
Okay, then it is fine. But otherwise, because what happens is one-way communication. I go on starting.
Yes, sir.
I will do this itself
Yes.
for the benefit of others, because shortage of time, right? We have
Yes,
very less time for this. So I'll be just sharing this sketch. This figure, you will see the Bhagavan Buddha, right? So it is the incident took place around 2,200 years ago. Why I am telling all this thing is there is a connection between this. There is a link, or we can draw a parallel, which Professor Ramadurai, IIT professor, has drawn a parallel of design thinking phases and the teachings of this Buddha. You all know Bhagavan Buddha. Of course, he is the prince. He left the house at the age of tender age of like 29. He left in search of peace. Right? He saw dead body and a person with disease and all. So he went for the salvation, and then he sat under the tree. He meditated, and then he got
People tree, sir.
correct. People tree, right? Good. And he sat under the tree and got enlightenment. And then he went to Sarnath, and he preached four truths to the five disciples. The figure which you are seeing is Bhagavan Buddha preaching to his five disciples at Sarnath. Sarnath is a place near to Varanasi. So there he preached the four noble truths. People say the four noble truths. It is the truth of suffering, and the find cause of suffering, solution for suffering, and implementing the right action. That means, see, he mentioned about this dukkha. What is the suffering that people are going through due to disease, old age, rebirth, jealousy, and whatnot? So it is empathizing it, right? It is similar to that, similar to empathize. So he has mentioned. So that is the first truth is dukkha. So no person is spared on earth, right? Second one is samudaya. He mentioned samudaya. Why are they suffering? So he wanted to find the root cause of their suffering. What are the reasons for the suffering? That means he is doing the analyzing it. He has done the analysis of it. Third one is nirodha, finding solution. Cessation means it is a solution to resolve the reason for suffering. So he wanted to find the what is the solution so that we can mitigate the suffering or reduce the suffering. And last one is marga or magga, people say. So it is by implementing the right knowledge, right attitude, right speech, all these things, so we can solve. And this is the thing, right? So what the Professor Ramadurai of IIT Madras, NPTEL, that professor, what he did told was, these design thinking steps. So we made like
Sir, those are like the various steps of design thinking we have learned, right?
Okay. Any disturbance?
She is asking questions, sir. So can you repeat the question?
Ashok, you can do one thing. You
Yes,
can
sir.
put the questions can be noted down in the
Yes,
chat
sir.
box. Afterwards,
Yes,
we'll keep it, right? I'll
Okay,
complete
sir.
it.
Okay,
And
sir.
then I will.
Okay,
You
sir.
note down the questions. I will answer all the questions.
Okay, sir. So
Definitely
I request any participants have a question, please put it in chat box so that we can have interaction at the end.
Okay, at the end, I will be just giving the time and we can interact, right? Just allow
Okay,
me.
sir.
for
Okay,
that.
sir. Okay, sir.
Now, see, I said those phases are the steps. So you can link those stages by these four noble truths, dukkha, samudaya, and all this, right? So he has linked like this. Empathizing means, so empathizing with the suffering. Defining means samudaya, and ideation, nirodha, marga, and marga means prototype or the testing, right? So this is how he linked. That means design thinking principle from the ages itself. People have used these principles. Of course, names may be different, but they used it. So to find out the solution for any problem, these are the steps: empathizing, defining, ideation, and the prototyping and the testing, right? So these are the steps. That is how he linked this Buddha's teaching with the design thinking principle. Of course, it is not almost as equal as that, but it is we can say that it is a parallel to that, parallel to design thinking steps. So we can just compare this way. So in the similar line, so this is about 2,200 years back. So then I thought, it is my attempt. I don't know how much we can relate this. So I thought, why can't we see about 12th century? What were the challenges, societal challenges of the 12th century? And then how the people we say reformers of 12th century, right? Those people have addressed those issues, those social challenges. So there again, any like correlation can be made with the design thinking principle, phases, and stages with that. So I just gave a thought, and I found like societal challenges of the 12th century, about 800 years back. So there was a challenge of social inequality, untouchability, caste system, superstitions, animal sacrifice. Those were the challenges, right? So then how this was addressed by the people of that age, of that century, 12th century. So then we came across this, right? He's Basaveshwara, Basavana, Jagadjyoti Basavana, we say, right? He's a 12th century social reformer. Along with him, many reformers were there, social reformers. So I just try to link these things, these challenges, how they try to answer these inequalities or these challenges. So maybe again those principles, right? So I thought this is karmic design. It is the design thinking continued. I made it this one, Basavana, right? So 12th century social reformer. Along with him, so many other people were there. We will see Sharana Sahitya, right? Sharanaru, we'll say. So 12th century people, how they reform, try to address those things. So this is the one which we say, Anubhava Mantapa, Mahamane, we say, right? So this is the place where the discussion used to take place. People used to start analyzing the things. People used to discuss. And you will see Basavana and other Sharanas, we can say. Akma Devi is there, and Allama Prabhu, Basaveshwara, and all many Sharanas, right? So in the Anubhava Mantapa, it is regarded as the first religious parliament of the world, right? It is the parliament wherein enough discussions used to take place about the social things, or they used to discuss. So that is Mahamane, Anubhava Mantapa, and they started like they wrote Vachanas, right? And this is the slide which shows the different like people at that age, and they used to do. So I would say this, I just drawn a parallel of this design thinking principle like this. So Daya is the kindness. So that means Basaveshwara and other this one people. So the Basavana himself has written a Vachana where Dayaye Dharmada Moola Vaya. I think many of you know Kannada only, right? And a few might not have follow this. He mentioned that means they are showing empathy, right? That is the first step. Then in the Anubhava Mantapa, Mahamane, they used to analysis of the things and all used to take place. And Vachana, we can say prototype. They are written, we cannot say, it's like poem sort of thing. Some 4 or 5 lines wherein they are preaching, right? So prototype and Anusthana. So that is the test. So I made it 4 stages. Say after seeing Professor Ramadurai's this video, I thought why can't we use it for this 12th century societal problems, how they used. So that is why I had drawn a parallel like this. So I don't know how far like we can take this. Still, of course, refinement may be required. But for my explanation, the aim of showing this one is that people are using this design thinking principle without knowing these different stages, empathize, analyze, prototype, test, and solve the solution. But they are using it, they are doing it. So like this, just had drawn the parallel. Now I will quickly take you through the case study because time is getting up. So I have another 5 minutes. I will just take you to the case study. So this is the case study which 2 faculty members have done using the design thinking approach. The one which you are seeing on the screen is Anmol Tangudama, right? So it is in Belagavi. It is established in year 2011, and here this is home for the orphans, child laborers, children in begging, run away from home, single parent, all that. Those people's there's a shelter provided by the government of Karnataka, and of course this Don Bosco organization they provided. So here why I am showing this one is the case study. So 2 faculty members have done some case study using this. In Anmol Tangudama, they went to school and they studied like a study area and dormitory. They saw that, and they found that their sleeping area and their study area, they are one and the same. And study zone in corridor, they don't have a separate place. So in the corridor itself, they were made to study. And of course, this was run by the we can say Don Bosco organization, as well as in the government school. In the government school itself, in Belagavi, it is there. A separate building is was provided for them for the shelter. So there, our like two faculties went there and they studied the problems and issues and the things. So why I am showing this one is how design thinking these two faculties have studied. Just I wanted to show this. So here I will take one small quiz. It's very simple quiz. I will go back to this again. I will post it in the chat box. You answer this quiz. Okay. So now I shared this one. You try to answer. There are three questions in this. You have seen Anmol Tangudama, right? And you have seen two figures, two sketches has been, photographs has been shown. So using those things, you try to answer. So I'm seeing the responses. Using that link, you just answer those questions. Okay, one response I received. The questions were very simple. The question was, what would be consequences of poor health and hygiene? Because those two faculties, they went to that Anmol Tangudama and they found that the students are suffering, right? It is because of the conditions which are prevailing there. And what would be the consequences of waterlogging in nearby places, right? So waterborne diseases mentioned correctly. What would be the consequences of less space for children? Children will be uncomfortable due to less space and all. So these are the things, right? So what they observed was, in the Anmol Tangudama, there was really a challenge. And okay, I'll be coming back to this slide. So this is how they made it. You can see observations. Observations, health and hygiene is the concern, and waterlogging in nearby places. And in the Anmol Tangudama, there was no cook. Actually, it's a hostel sort of thing. There was no cook at all. Mentioned for that purpose, space for children. So these are the observations, and consequences they listed, and opportunities for action, that also is listed. That means they went there and they observed and they empathized, they found out what is that, and observations, and because of that, what is that is going to happen also, they may study consequences, and what is the possible solutions also they listed. So this is one simple thing. And in that, they concentrated on first one, health and hygiene awareness program. So then they like definition. Next stage is definition, define the problem to be addressed. Discussion among various stakeholders. Those two faculties, they discussed with the school principal, teachers, students, health workers. And after the discussion, they mentioned, they educated them that it is a social issue and we need to educate about health and hygiene, right? They are taking the help of those people, and they made it as a social issue. And then ideate. So in that, they conducted various awareness program, and awareness, how can it be conducted? By showing videos of people who are suffering from ill health and educating them from different types of harmful diseases, and nearby Tangudama, talking to the people. So all those things, they are the ideations, right? So in doing so, they have found many contexts and constraints also they have got. There is no support. Local people did not support it. All that also is there. They listed it. And then they some ideas they select they made given by the brainstorming. So they mentioned like bringing the awareness among students of Tangudama by conducting programs is one idea. Educating the government school students about health and hygiene by conducting awareness program. because the government school students who are studying in that government school, which is near to this Anmol Tangudama, they used to create a lot of health this one, like they used to go for urination and they used to urinate on the walls of this Tangudama, and they create, so the people they given this also, educating the government school students, educating the local public also. So these are the some of the brainstorming things that they did it, and based on this rating, again they rate. After that, they rated and they came out with this, and some awareness session was given. Then, since it is the prototype means what we feel is something, some solid, tangible thing must be given, right? So, since it is a social issue that these two faculties have addressed, so prototype is here. What is the important question that we need to answer, right? Bringing the awareness among students of Tangudama by conducting the programs. So, how might we test it? Regular visits and feedback, educating the government school students. So, these are the some of the prototype that they thought. And test is the final phase is test implementation. So after creating the awareness, now and then the people must go and must see whether it is in practice or not, and regularly awareness is being given or not, right? So this is how they try to address. So this is the social challenge which they try to address. Again, I will just go back. So this is what I wish to acknowledge these two people, like Professor Ramu Baladurai, right? I mentioned NPTEL course coordinator was given thought about karmic design thinking. Buddha's this one he has given. And these are the two professors, Professor Varsha Gokak and Professor Chidanand Patil. Varsha Gokak is a faculty of our faculty. So she is also teaching design thinking course at our institution. And these two faculties, the another Chidanand Patil of KLE College, right? They did that particular thing. Of course, the depth in detailed study I have not shown here. My point here is to say that design thinking principle can be applied to even societal problem also. You can go out, find out, and do that. Right? Okay. Just finally, I am showing one screen. On this screen, you are seeing the old hut sort of this one, right? So this is a puffed rice cluster. So Mandaki Batti, right? We say puffed rice means Mandaki. Basha Nagar and Ajad Nagar of Davangere. So you'll see clusters. So there is a cluster of this puffed rice, this one. There you will see a lot of thing, right? So there was a study made by this, the Energy and Resource Institute. The problems faced by the inmates, problem faced by the workers of this puffed rice cluster. No cleanliness, right? So hazardous emissions. So people who are suffering from that. So day before yesterday, I was just surfing, because when I am addressing Davangere students, I thought let me tell some of the problems which are existing in Davangere city itself. Then I just got this idea. I surfed, and to my surprise, I saw this report itself. It is about 120-page report which highlights the health risk which is caused by this puffed rice cluster. So what I am suggesting you people is, you people can make a group. So I suggest faculties also, you make a group of 4 to 5 students and give them the, send them out. Let them go out and let them see, let them study the problems which are coming, which are there, and let them give the solutions. So like that, this is one example I have given. And surprisingly, I found about 10 to 15 research papers are also there on this. Some doctors from JJ Medical College, SSM Medical College, students, MBBS students, they also wrote technical paper on this puffed rice cluster diseases and other things. Okay. So now with this, actually this I wanted answer from you people. Because of shortage of time, I am just showing this. I wanted each one of you, participants of this workshop, to come out of these things, some of the challenges, right? So it may be a stray dog menace. You may be walking on the road and suddenly you will face the problem of this stray dog, so which may come at you with barking and all, right? So that is a menace. That also how best it can be addressed. And this another thing is wastage of food in hostels. So you people are, most of you are staying in hostels. You'll find that a lot of food is being wasted in the hostel, right? So how to reduce that? Because it is also a challenge. And disposal of surgical masks, harmful effects of alcohol-based hand sanitizers. So these are some of the challenges. And these challenges were listed by our students. Right? And collection of old books and converting it as a mini library. So one of our student has gave this suggestion. Sir, we have old books at our home, which we are not at all using it. So we'll come and we'll keep it in one place and we'll convert it as a mini library. Right? So this is one small thing. So this is these ideas came from the students itself. So what I am insisting you people is, under the supervision of your teachers, so you also can come out, you form a group, or your teachers will form a group, and you come out with some of the challenges, and you say, we want to address this. Then your faculties also will help you to solve those things. And don't be under the impression that I am going to give 100% solution to anything. It is not like that. You are trying, right? It is an iterative one. So design thinking is an iterative one. So you people can go on. And I address only the social challenges, right? So you people can take up anything, like it may be waste disposal at the dustbin. So being a design engineering students, you can come out with the smart dustbin, or you people can create some creation of app, something like that. That also can be thought. So I address only social issues, social challenges, and I try to give how design thinking can be applied, right? So at the end, I wish to say, already I'm 10 minutes more I'm taking. So I wish to read this quote. So engineering profession is not only about technology, but more importantly about creating social value by providing solution to the social challenges using the design thinking principle. So this is the baseline. You just think on this. Being engineering students, see, it is not that you need to study higher semester subjects, then only we can apply design thinking. No, it is not so. Only design thinking mindset is required. And design thinking mindset can be developed by any individual. Right? And if they follow these principles, you can come out. It need not be a technical problem, product or so. It can be any challenge. That is why I listed many of the challenges. Wastage of food itself is a challenge. How best that can be addressed? Some people can suggest, sir, we'll be creating the awareness, or we'll putting the signboards, or we'll be displaying it, or we'll say that today this much amount of food is being wasted. Don't waste like this. And this much amount of food that was wasted can feed these many people. That type of things also will paste it. So like that, you people can come out with the solutions. So again, I think I have taken 10 minutes more. Once again, I should say thanks to PIET college. Like Dr. Sadashivappa has called me and he asked me that can you address this workshop? But initially I thought workshop means offline, that would be better. Then I said because of paucity of time from your end also, I was told by your HOD Manavendra also that you are tied like your schedule, and my schedule also is very tight. So we thought of covering this using online. So that is how this workshop is being conducted. Once again, I wish to say thanks to the coordinators of this workshop. And in future, let us see if it is offline, it will be more better. If time permits, let us see that. But what I insist you people is, you don't stop at this stage. Anyway, your academic requirement also is there. 5th unit, you need to do project. So you can take up these challenges, some of the challenges, and you just follow those steps. Identity observation, these are the observations, this is our report and all. So give a report to your faculty. So they will be evaluating it, and that is how this subject can be addressed. So thank you very much for patient hearing about 1 hour or so. Thank you.
Sir, thank you, sir, for giving
One more thing, Ashok.
Yes,
Some questions you said. Any questions?
Yes, sir. I will ask, sir. Sir, actually, we wanted to know more from you, sir. Actually, I think you have given enough information because as a faculty, this is a new subject. We
Thank you,
wanted
sir.
to learn
Thank you
more.
so much, sir. Thank
And
you.
actually, you helped a lot, sir. Sir, I request a participant to ask any questions if you have. Sir, within that, sir, actually, module 5, as you said, how the 20 marks we can divide to students. Means you said one case study, sir. Apart from this, any other uh, way by which we can give the marks, sir?
Uh, that is what, like as I mentioned, you can form a group.
Yes, sir. Sir,
Make
group
a
means,
team.
yes, sir. Group minimum strength is any restriction?
Five we can make 4 to 5, 4
Yes,
or
sir.
5. You
Okay.
can ask them, you send them out in the sense like let them go and give with some problems.
Yes, sir.
Each one will give the problem, and that is how we did. Even in our college also, we said each one has to present their problem identification of their problems. Then which one you are going to take? That only we ask them, and then they are coming out with the solutions. So that is how the problem which we had, and like they can come out, and based on that report. So we'll be asking them to prepare the report or some like observations. So based on that only we can give the marks.
Okay, sir. Sir, another question is, sir, actually, is it 100 marks exam or 50 marks exam? Because initially we were told that it's 100 marks. Now, is it 50 marks or 100 marks? Because they mentioned only 1 hour for the exam.
Okay. So it is again, I think you are aware, right? CIE and SEE.
Yes, sir.
Continuous internal evaluation 50 marks, and like semester end examination 50 marks. Weightage will be
50, 50.
Yes.
It can be 100 also, but weightage is only 50 only.
Okay, sir. Sir, one question is there, sir. Elaborate prototype. Shritesh has asked. So, what elaborate prototype?
Okay, prototype. As I mentioned, see, it may be anything like you are coming out. Your ideations are being generated. Ideas are generated in the ideate phase, and you are coming out with the some we can say it's not the final product. It is not the final thing. So it can be, we can say, as a wireframe model also can be a prototype, right? So it is not the final one. So which helps us to have the feel of it. So that is called as a prototype.
I think
It's not the
Shritesh
final
has
one.
got the answer. Any other questions? So, I think Alia was asking some questions. So, Alia, can you repeat the question? I think Alia is not there, sir. Any other questions from the participants?
So she mentioned like, see, these are similar to the steps for design thinking, something like
Yes,
that.
sir.
She
Alia
mentioned.
contact. But from sir, actually, she has texted in the chat box, sir.
Correct. It is not there. The chat box I'm seeing.
Nandish.
Elaborate prototype, right? Ashish has mentioned that.
Sir, in last she just mentioned now, apart from the issues that humans face,
The daily problems that the campus experts face also matters. During these summer days, I think we should try and provide water vessels around the campus for birds. Okay. Alia, again, I say, I agree with you. See, this is what empathy is, right? So she, of course, she is a problem. So you people can come out. You can, of course, she has having some suggestion also. So these days, you can keep try and provide water vessels around the campus for birds. Something like that, some suggestions. So you just see how good this campus is, birds and other this one like that.
Nandish ಮಾತಾಡೋ.
Okay.
so any other questions, participants? Okay, sir. So, now I request. I think no questions are there. So thank you, sir. So now I request Shma Madam to give vote of thanks.
Good afternoon to all. Good afternoon to all. I would like to express my gratitude to our esteemed experts of the workshop for their presence and contribution to make the webinar a great success. I extend my sincere gratitude to our Honorable Chief Guest Dr. J. Shivakumar sir to take out time from his busy schedule to grace the event with his valuable expert lectures. Thank you, sir. I would like to thank our respected director, Y. Vishwendra sir, and principal Dr. H.P. Arvind sir, who supported for this workshops. I would like to thank our beloved HOD, Dr. G. Martendra sir, and Dean Academic, Dr. K. Sadashivappa sir, for their valuable contribution, guidance in our lecture. I would like to thank our staff members. Last but not the least, I would like to thank all my dear students, participants for making this workshop a grand success. Once again, I thank one and all present for this online workshop. Thank you one and all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. The
Jai
feedback
Shri Ram.
link will be shared